Hello, 7th graders. Miss Block here, doing your video for today. Please take out your packet. Make sure you have that ready. Or if you do not have your packet, of course, you can just copy down the notes on a piece of paper. That's fine too. I know that some of you have been doing that. Today we're going to talk about order of operations still, but we're going to be putting in some variables with those. So here we go. We are going to translate verbal phrases into the algebraic expressions. That's where the variables come into play. And then we're going to evaluate those. Remember, evaluate means to solve. When we're doing this, we're actually using another property. We're doing the substitution property of equality. And that means that we're working on evaluating these expressions. We're replacing the variables with the known values. That means the value that we're going to be given. And then we'll just use the order of operations. That's when we're using the substitution property of equality. There's all kinds of properties in math. When we're doing that, we want to make sure that we're following all those steps, and we'll go over that later when we're setting up your problems. So here we are, ready to go. Again, either in your packet, and if you do not have your packet, again, please go ahead and copy this down. Do you have your paper? Do you have your pencil? And we're ready to go. It says to evaluate or solve 6 minus e plus f. Oh, if e is 3 and f is 9. So we will want to copy down 6 minus e plus f. Then we'll copy right underneath it. So 6 goes under the 6 minus e is 3. 3 right under the e plus f, and f is 9. Make sure you have those right underneath each other so that if you have to go back and see if something didn't go quite right, where we found our mistakes. Now we have order of operations, no grouping symbols, no exponents or roots, no multiplication or division. So we're down to addition and subtraction. And we want to add or subtract whichever comes first. In this case, subtraction comes first. So 6 minus 3 is 3 plus 9. Bring down my 9. 3 plus 9 is 12. Since addition and subtraction is on the same line, if you want to do that in one step, you can. But I know Miss Wetland likes you to do it in a couple steps here. And I think my kids are liking that too, so that if you made a mistake, we can find out where a little easier. Okay, moving on to 2B. Are you with me? We have 7k plus h. 7k. 7k means 7 times k. 7k plus h. Now, if k equals 4 and h equals 10. So I have 7 times 4. And you can use the parentheses or you can use the multiplication sign. That's up to you. Plus my h is 10. Now, according to order of operations, do we have any parentheses or grouping symbols? I should say, because there are parentheses, but don't get confused. In this case, these parentheses mean, again, multiplication. So no grouping symbols, no exponents or roots. Multiplication or division, yep. Multiplication, there it is. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 10. Now we're down to just one operation. 28 plus 10 is 38. I really like order of operations. I think it's super fun. I hope you do too. Here we go. Now we're getting some bigger problems. Evaluate. Again, evaluate means to, yep, you got it. Solve. And we have expressions because we've got variables and numbers. This time, make sure you always write these down. I write these down if I'm given an assignment on the top of my paper, so I don't need to be looking back and forth in the book. It's right here for you. But in case you have an assignment coming up, which you do. Okay, so 3A. Oh, and here's a 3A. 3 times A plus 2 times C. Copy down the problem. 3. And now we're going to substitute the A for 4. I'm going to use dots this time just because I can for multiplication. 3 times 4 plus 2 times C is 12 times 12. And again, you can use parentheses to show your multiplication. It's up to you. Now we can undo our order of operations. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 12 is 24. Bring down my plus. 12 plus 24 is 36. Are you with me? Good job. Okay, moving on to 3B. Copy it down if you need to. Now we have AB. Just like a number next to a letter means multiplication, a letter right next to a letter also means multiplication. So now we can substitute in, let's go back. What was A? A equals 4 times, I'll use my parentheses this time. B is 8. Bring down my vernaculum. That separates the two into two separate problems. It's almost like it's putting little invisible parentheses here. It tells me to do these separately first. So I will. 4 times 8, 32. Bring my bar. Divided by 16. 32 divided by 16 is 2. Make sure you're copying everything down. Okay, last one. 3C. Says C plus 5 times B minus 2 times A. Wow, we've got a lot of things to substitute in here. I better go back. So I need to make sure we have the right numbers. C is 12. So right underneath it, 12 plus 5 times B. B is 8. Ooh, I'm going to put in my dots now. I've got so many parentheses. I don't want to get mixed up. Minus 2 times, and A is 4. I've got everything filled in, so I'm ready to go. Order of operations. Do I have grouping symbols? Yes, I do. I've got these parentheses, so it's telling me do what's inside the parentheses first. Inside these parentheses, I can start with my multiplication. 5 times 8 is 40. Bring down my minus. 2 times 4 is 8. Bring down those parentheses. I'm not done yet, clearing them out. Still following the order of operations. I want to get rid of my grouping symbols. That's telling me to do this first. 40 minus 8, 32. Now, since I have an addition sign next to my parentheses, I can skip bringing those down. If those meant multiplication, I'd want to keep them there, but they don't. 12 plus 32. Yep, 44. You have it. Make sure you have all these notes so that you know the right steps to follow. Now, for your assignment, I'm going to give you some time to take out a sheet of lined paper. Okay, you have your lined paper. We want to make sure you have your first name and your last name. Putting down your block. And then whether you're an A kiddo or B, it's going to be easier for us to separate all of our work when we're trying to correct for you. Then we're doing page 16 in your book. 19 through 29 odds. That means you're just doing the odd numbers. 19, 21, 23, and so on. And 35 and 37. So 19 through 29, the odds. Then you're going to skip over to 35 and 37. Make sure you have this down. All right. Coming over to copying down the problems. Again, starting with number 19. 13 minus A. You copy down the original problem here. We always want to have that down. After you have your original problem down, we've got rewriting 13 minus, and what is A? I don't even have it in my book here. Okay. You're going to have to find out from your book. What is A? Well, that's not good. Whatever A is, we're going to subtract. Put your answer here. All right. It would have been a really good idea for Miss Block to write down on the top of her paper. A equals B equals, right? Do we have a C coming up? Yep. And C equals. Wow. That would have been a really good idea. Do we have a D? Nope. A, B, and C. Please make sure you write those down on your paper so that you can substitute those in and I'll be a little more prepared than apparently I was here. Thank you for listening. Good luck with your work. Everyone's doing a great job. We're really proud of all the neatness and the order and following directions.